Well, Ruth, sources telling me just moments ago, Chelsea Bruck's family was notified of the discovery of a body here. Now, they will not confirm whether that is of Chelsea Bruck, but just take a look at the scene right now, growing by the moment. Monroe County deputies are leading this investigation. As you mentioned, the state police crime lab is here. Sources telling me the body was discovered late this afternoon, just a quarter-mile away from where we're standing right now. Devin, this thief is targeting Chrysler minivans. First, the thief pries open the door and bypasses the lock, and this is what he's after. Check out this gaping hole where the navigation unit used to be. But check this out. You see that security camera? Well, it caught the thief red-handed. This thief is methodical, calculated, and quick. Every so often you can see a flash of light as he unscrews the navigation unit out of the dash. Wearing white cotton gloves, he steps back out and carefully moves another unit inside his bag to make way for the new one. And then he walks away.
Took him about 2 minutes, put his stuff in his travel bag and gone.
Rich Zampich's home security cameras caught the man red-handed near 696 in Van Dyke in Warren. The brazen thief rifling through his van parked in the driveway around 3 in the morning.
Well, I didn't find out till the police knocked on the door the next day. There was a complaint down the street, and then they looked at cars that might be broken into also, and saw that mine had been broken into.
Warren police say 25 touchscreen radios and factory navigation units have been stolen in just 2 weeks. Police believe it's the same man or group of people targeting late-model Chrysler minivans and 300s.
It's sort of like when they were doing catalytic converters. As long as there's a market for it, somebody will steal it.
Warren police say the majority of the thefts happen during the weekends. They believe the units are being sold to collision shops. And you noticed in that security camera footage how carefully he's handling those units. That's because police say they need to be in mint condition to be resold. Now, they have checked pawn shops, they have checked Craigslist. So far, they haven't come up with much. They're asking for the public's help. If you know anything, call the Macomb Auto Theft Unit. That number is up on our website, clickondetroit.com. Reporting live from Warren, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4. This league has been together since 1985. Show them, ladies. The Friday Night Women are letting me join their league for the night, but they haven't seen me bowl before. Let's give it a shot. This is what the game is all about. Every week, the Friday Night Women practice here at Clover Lanes. Tomorrow, that tradition will end.
We've kind of grew up with each other here. We've learned the lanes, and this is our outing, and we have fun doing this.
Open since 1962, Clover Lanes in Livonia is a landmark. When it first opened, that unique design seemed futuristic. It's faded over the decades, but still kept its charm.
All that wood was harvested from the UP, and all of those beams were hand-hewn and laminated in our west parking lot back in 1961-62.
These days, with fewer people bowling, Clover Lanes isn't making as much as it used to. 28 people will lose their jobs. The building is in the process of being sold to a developer known for making hotels.
The landscape has changed so much around, but at least this, you can drive by, you see the sign, and you know, you feel that sense still that something's intact, you know.
When Dana Save told his daughter, she asked him to pick her up from college to play one last game.
I always thought that this was like one of the coolest buildings because of the ceiling and everything. So, yeah, lots of memories here.
After more than 35 years bowling at Clover Lanes, he's saying goodbye.
There's only a handful of places that actually meant something, you know, as a child growing up, and this was one of them. So to have another one fall by the wayside, you know, it just feels that something else is lost, you know.
And on its last day, Clover Lanes will be holding 2 special raffles. One to raise money for the people who've lost their jobs, and the other to pick the person who will bowl here for the very last time. Reporting from Livonia, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4. Detroit police say this was a relatively peaceful event. There were a few protesters early on that tried blocking the doors so people couldn't get in to get tickets. They were told to step back, which they did. The Satan statue will be unveiled tonight at a secret location. As a small group of protesters prayed, hundreds waited for tickets to the unveiling of an 8-foot-tall bronze statue of a goat-headed Satan. Most of the people here agree with the teachings of the Satanic Temple, the group responsible for the event.
It's here, it's in Detroit, and this is fantastic that we get to experience this and we get to see this amazing statue be unveiled for all the world to see.
Many tell us they feel misunderstood and are quick to point out they do not worship the devil.
Mostly about individuality. So the one thing I don't like is the backlash, but they have no knowledge or have no ears open to listen to it.
Jesus! Protesters took the heavy rainfall as some sort of sign and even brought their own statue of an angel crushing the devil.
Western culture, Western civilization was built by the Catholic Church. So for them to come out and want to make a statement that all of this is horrible, it's rotten, they don't, I feel sorry for them. I really, really feel sorry for them.
I think it's like an unabashedly anti-Christian event, but I have no problem with that, just like I don't really have a problem with protesters standing outside telling me I'm going to go to hell.
The unveiling here in Detroit is historic. The Satan statue has never before been seen publicly. The Satanic Temple says the statue is a symbol for what they advocate, the separation of church and state.
This country was based on religious freedom, and tonight in what the temple is doing, this is a celebration of true religious freedom.
Now, it's important to note that the Satan statue will not stay here in Detroit. The Satanic Temple wants to take the statue to Arkansas. At the state capitol there is a monument to the 10 Commandments. They want to put the statue next to it as a form of protest. So again, the Satan statue will not stay here in Detroit. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4. Devin, this is what's considered a pay or stay scenario. Either you pay the fine or you stay in jail. And the ACLU takes issue with sending poor people to prison simply because they can't afford the fine.
We just don't want to see our jails overcrowded with non-violent people who are only there because they're too poor to pay fines.
Donna Anderson was facing 30 days in jail when she couldn't pay a $450 fine for failing to get her dog's license. The mother of two lives in low-income housing and relies on food assistance.
It is not constitutional to incarcerate someone who is poor and simply cannot pay. You must fashion some alternative sentence.
The ACLU says East Point Judge Carl Gerds, seen here in his courtroom last year, is unfairly sentencing poor people in his community.
No one benefits for people like Ms. Anderson going to jail and her kids being without their primary caregiver just because she couldn't afford to license a dog.
We asked people in East Point what they think.
If they've gone through the process of trying to get her to pay the fine and she won't do it, she's just ignoring what she's supposed to do, then I guess she's going to have to take and do some time.
Well, I don't know if that's right to send them to jail. Maybe a different part, maybe probation.
Earlier this year, the ACLU appealed a sentence handed down by Judge Gerds in a similar situation known as pay or stay. The Macomb Circuit Court judge sided with the ACLU.
It became clear that even after being told by a higher court, this practice is unconstitutional, that the practice was continuing.
And the ACLU has filed a motion that temporarily suspends the sentence in this case while a Macomb County judge reviews the evidence. We did reach out to Judge Gerds and was told he could not comment due to the pending litigation. Reporting live from downtown Detroit, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.